أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي قصرت عن رؤيته أبصار الناظرين وعجزت عن نعته أوهام الواصفين الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين وبالقاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. صلوات بيجي محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is the 9th majlis in this series of majalis. I'm grateful to Sheikh Al-Attar for paying a visit. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him a long, healthy life. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase his tawfiqat, inshallah, for the work that he's doing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide comfort in it and help however assistance is needed. The verse that I recited tonight is with the munasabat of the night that we are in. Tonight is the night of Shab-e Ashura. It's the night which is a deciding night, a night which is a night for tests. For you and I, it will be another night. We'll go through it mourning and weeping and doing buka. We'll get up in the morning, we'll perform the amal, and we'll spend the entire day as it is recommended to remember Sayyid al-Shuhada and to do dhikr of the Shuhada of Karbala, and we'll conclude with the musibat of Sham-e-Ghariba. And then we'll move on. We'll get to the 11th of Muharram, and by the time you realize Ayyam-e-Azha are done. And then we'll wait for these Ayyam once again for next year. But those who are present in Karbala, in the 61 Hijri, there are many people present in Karbala tonight as well. They're very lucky to be in that place. The ambience of that place where they are near the Shuhada. But those who are present in the 61 Hijri, in that land in Karbala, which was different at that time, in a place where Imam had told them what is about to come tomorrow. And some riwayat, and I don't want to get into the masaib right now, in riwayat it is mentioned that Imam was surveying the tents of Ahlul Bayt as well as the tents of his ashab. Wanted to see what's the spirit of my followers. How are they holding up when they have already found out that tonight is the last night for them? How are they holding up? How high are their spirits? Are they in high spirits? Or are they feeling sluggish? Or are they not feeling well? But wherever Imam turned to, he was not disappointed. If he turned to his ashab, he sees people like Habib ibn Mudahir is telling the ashab that you should be the first one to be the one to enter the maqtal and take sabaqat over the Banu Hashim And don't let anything happen to them as long as you are alive. And when Imam turned to the tents of Ahlul Bayt, he sees Abbas ﷺ telling the Jawanan Banu Hashim that make sure that you don't stand back. Make sure that you're ready for the ma'arakah tomorrow. Make sure that you have prepared yourself physically and as well as mentally. And even from those whom Imam was not expecting any combat, the ladies that came along with him. And when Imam peeked into their tents, he sees that even the women of this caravan are at the highest of the spirits. Zainab is preparing her children. Layla is preparing her son. And all of them are preparing someone. Yet there's this sister of Hussein who's weeping by the name of Kulthum. Imam says, "Oh my sister, why is it that you are weeping and crying right now?" She then says that everyone has a qurbani to give tomorrow. She counts every single qurbani that will be given tomorrow. Every mother has a qurbani to give tomorrow. Yet I don't have anyone that I could be sacrificing on you. Upon hearing this, Abbas steps forward and he says, "Oh, Kulthum, you can sacrifice me. You can sacrifice me over your Mawla." So this is the mood that we see in the night of Ashur. So therefore, this is the night for mourning. The more you mourn, the more you weep, the more you'll satisfy your Mawla. Therefore, don't hesitate when you hear the words of Masaib. Take yourself mentally into Karbala and feel the pain, which we cannot, but try to feel the pain that the night of Ashur had brought to Shuhada. I began with the recitation of this ayat from Surah Al-Imran, ayat number 169, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا. Don't consider those who were slain in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be dead. بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ. They are alive. And they are seeking their assistance near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, the thing is that there are so many people who are alive, yet they're dead. Quran says those who are passed away in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are the ones who are alive. You find so many that are walking around, but walking dead. But if you have given your life in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even after your death, you're considered to be someone who's alive. After the battle of Uhud, when 70 men from the army of Muslims were killed, Abu Sufyan said, "These 70, retaliation for the 70 that we lost in Badr." Rasulullah right away responded by saying, "But our 70 are in paradise." When they're killed, they're in paradise. There's a difference between our 70 and your 70 that were killed in Badr. So don't you compare. When a shaheed dies, it does not end his life. It rather starts his life. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Death of a shaheed does not mark the end of the life. Death of a shaheed marks the beginning of hayat, which is hayat daimi. That is what the death of shaheed is. So don't consider it from that aspect that a person has left this world. Amir al-Mu'mineen right away asked Rasulullah, when he did not attain shahadat in the battle of Uhud, he said, "Oh Rasulullah, why is it that I did not attain martyrdom?" Rasulullah said to him that, "Oh Ali, you will be martyred. Your martyrdom has already been written. You will be martyred on the best of the months, in the best of the nights, in the best of the places, in the best of the actions, and in the best of the positions." And you will be killed by ashqan nas, the most atrocious of the people. And then the explanation is already in front of you. Amir al-Mu'mineen, he was killed, and shahadat was in the month of Ramadan, which is the best of the months. His shahadat takes place on the night of Qadr, which is the best of the nights. His shahadat happens, he was struck while he was performing the best of the actions, hayya ala khair al-amal, which is salat. And his shahadat happened, and he was struck while he was in the best of the positions, that was sajda. And the worst of mankind struck him, that was Ibn Muljam. And that's where I wanted to bring you. That Imam possesses great, merits if you go ahead and count all the merits in his life. There's so many fadail that are decorated in the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen. But he did not say at the end of any of those fadail, Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba. Only when Imam was struck by the sword, then Imam is saying, by the Lord of the Kaaba, I am successful. You see that Imam possesses many fadail. One of the fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, and where should I begin from, is that Amir al-Mu'mineen is laying in the bed of Rasulullah on the night of Hijrat. That is the fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. One of the fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen is that he was born in the Kaaba. No one in the history was ever born inside the Kaaba. And no one will ever be born in the Kaaba. And that is a fadilat, if you consider it to be a fadilat for Amir al-Mu'mineen. Actually, I look at it from the other perspective. Ulama look at it from the other perspective. If being born in Kaaba is a fadilat, then it should be given to someone who's superior to Ali, and that is Rasulullah. Therefore, you see that when Rasulullah is not born in Kaaba, rather Ali is born in Kaaba, then it's not the fadilat of Ali that he's born inside the Kaaba. Rather, it is the fadilat of Kaaba that Ali is born inside it. So that's not a fadilat for Amir al-Mu'mineen. He sleeps on the bed of Rasulullah on the night of Hijrah. He says that I slept that night like I have never slept any other night. Why? There are enemies surrounding the bed of Rasulullah. When you know that there isn't any danger, you sleep well. Amir al-Mu'mineen sleeps well when there's danger surrounding him. When you want to count the fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen, you see he's the one who's raised by Rasulullah on the arms, and he's called to be Man kuntu mawla fa aliyun mawla. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. You want to look at the fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, you look at the ayat of Quran. They're filled with the fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen. The ayat which says that innama waliyukumullah wa rasuluhu walladhina amanu alladhina yuqimuna as-salat wa yutuna az-zakat wa hum raki'un. Many people tried to do the same thing and replicate it, but this ayat was only revealed once, and that was revealed for Ali ibn Abi Talib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So that is the fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And there are countless fadail that you can count as far as Amir al-Mu'mineen is concerned. Ayah Mubahila, where Amir al-Mu'mineen is considered to be the nafs of Rasulullah. That is a fadilat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Yet at the end of none of those things do you find that Imam said what? Fuztu Rabbil Kaaba. Only one occasion you find Imam utter these words, when he attained the shahadat. That is the value of a shaheed. If you go into the riwayat which mention the maqam of shaheed, because tonight is the night the shuhada are preparing themselves. You look at that the shuhada, Shaykh Mutahari himself writes in this Hamasa Husseini, that a generosity of a person is through his mal. A skillful man, a person, is through the skill that he possesses. Or the alim, through his ilm. They make their portion of life through their ilm, through their wealth, through their skill, to be everlasting and ever living. But shaheed makes his entire life to be everlasting and ever living. That is the difference between those who are slain in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We find such riwayat that the first drop of blood of a shaheed which reaches the ground, it removes all the sins from this individual. All of his sins are forgiven once that drop of blood reaches the ground. You know, there was a drop of blood that the earth did not want it to be reached. When Imam Hussein had his 6-month-old in his hands, and when he had already received a 3-pronged arrow to his halq, which was dried for 3 days. And when Imam took that blood and he wanted to go ahead and raise it towards the sky, he heard, "Oh Hussein, don't send this blood towards the sky. No drop of rain will come down from the sky if this blood reaches it." Imam wanted to throw it onto the ground. He said, no, don't throw it on the ground. Nothing will grow from the ground if this blood reaches the ground. Imam just put the blood on his own face, on his own body. So that's the maqam of shaheed, which is mentioned in these ayat. Shaheed is someone who does not give in, who sacrifices himself so that others may live. It's the true example of altruism and ithar the shaheed provides, so that others are preferred over his own self. So he gives others a reason to live by sacrificing himself. He gives in his head, but he doesn't give in his hand. And that's why the Shair has said it very beautifully. Shah hast Hussain, Badshah hast Hussain. Deen hast Hussain, Dipana hast Hussain. Sardad nada dast, dar dast Yazid. Haqqa ke bina la ilaha hast Hussain. That Imam Hussain is Shah and Imam Hussain is Badshah. There's a tafsir of Shah and Badshah. Those who rule the world and those who rule the hearts. That's the difference between Shah and Badshah. And then you see the second line, it says, Deen hast Hussain. If you want to look at Deen, look no further than Imam Hussain. Because he's the one who protected this religion. Sardad, he gave his head, but he did not give his hand into the hand of Yazid. Haqqa ke bina la ilaha hast Hussain. Definitely, Imam Hussain is the foundation of La ilaha illallah. If there is Tawheed today in the world, it is due to the sacrifice of Sayyid al-Shuhada. There would not have been any Tawheed in the world if it wasn't for the sacrifice that Imam gave. And someone said it very beautifully, analyzing these 4 lines, that look how beautifully the Shair has used the name of Hussain 5 times. Twice in the first line, twice in the second line, and once in the 4th line. He did not even want to use the name of Hussain in the 3rd line where the name of enemy exists. 5 could be referring towards that Panjatan that he wants to also give us the message of. And therefore you see the beauty of Khwaja Ajmeri, who said Chishti Ajmeri, who recited these words, and how beautifully he gave this message across. And that's what Imam Hussain is. You see that there are many Anbiya who went through tough times and difficulties. Quran is filled with the examples. You pick up chapter Nuh, Hazrat Nuh is reciting his own Noha. You think Shias began this Noha, recitation of Noha? No, Hazrat Nuh started it. He recited Noha so much that his name became what? Nuh, the one who laments. You look at this chapter, read this Quran, read this chapter Nuh, and you'll find how Hazrat Nuh is reciting his own Noha. He's saying what? That, oh Allah, I did your tabligh laylan wa nahara. Day and night I served you, propagated your message. But whenever I would go to them, فَجَعَلَهُ أَصَابِعَهُمْ فِي آذَانِهِمْ. They will place their fingers in their ears. I'm sitting here speaking to this gathering. You may or may not like what I'm saying, but out of the courtesy, you will not place your hands in your ears. You'll hear it out. It's not going to be that long, another half hour. We'll bear whatever this guy has to say. But out of respect of Sayyid al-Shuhada in this Majlis Aza, in the etiquette of Majlis Aza, you will not put your fingers in your ears. And therefore we see that Hazrat Nuh is complaining or saying that when I'm propagating, these people are placing their fingers in their ears. And more so, they'll put their abba on their heads, trying to ignore me. I'm speaking to them and they're ignoring me. And on top of that, what they will do? They'll throw stones at me. They'll strike me for what I'm saying haqq towards them. I'm speaking truth, yet they're striking back at me. And this is where Hazrat Nuh will get injured. He'll be wounded. He'll go rest. Allah will send an angel to go ahead and rub his wings to the body of Hazrat Nuh, and all of those wounds will heal. Tomorrow, he will go out and he'll start propagating again. Does not slow him down. How amazing it is that when a Nabi gets wounded, Allah sends an angel to rub the wings to go ahead and cure him. But when an angel loses his wings, he comes to the door of Sayyid al-Shuhada. He comes knocking on the door of Rasulullah saying, "O Rasulullah, we have come to give you the Mubarak for the grandson that is born." And Fitrus also asked, "O Rasulullah, can I have the shafa'at of yours? Because your shafa'at is accepted." Rasulullah said, "You came to give me Mubarak for my grandson. Why are you asking me for shafa'at? Take him to the grave, take him to the cradle of Hussein and rub him against the cradle of Hussein." And that's what they did. And once they did that, this Fitrus found his wings back. He flew away saying, "Man mithli ana atiqul Hussein." Who is like me? I am someone who has been saved by Hussein. Salawat bheji Muhammad walo. And to add to the point that Maulana was mentioning regarding the ziyarah, if Rasulullah had said, "Rub Fitrus to the body of Hussein," this silsila would have stopped in the 61 Hijri, after the shahadat of Hussein. But he said, "No, rub him against the cradle of Hussein." Today you can go and rub yourself to the zari of Imam Hussein and you will find the same cure if you're looking for. So that's what you find as far as shuhada are concerned in general. I just wanted to relate a few traditions in this reference before I move forward, that the riwayat of Ma'sumin in this reference are extraordinary. If we only put into it and we read that our holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, he said, "Ashraful maut qatlul shahada." The best of the maut and the deaths is through shahadat, when a person attains this shahadat. There was a person who was making this dua, "Allahumma inni as'aluka khayra ma tus'al." Oh Allah, I'm asking you for that best thing which is being asked, should be asked from you. Rasulullah said to him that if this dua of yours is accepted, then you will definitely receive shahadat. Because that's the best thing that could reach any individual, and that is shahadat. And so we find so much has been mentioned that fawqa kulli birrin birrun. Above every righteous deed, there is something which is above it. So there's a good deed, you find there's something above that good deed. There's another good deed, you find there's something above that as well. Hatta yuqtala ar-rajulu fi sabilillah. Until a person is killed in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because it says that there's nothing above that thing when a person is killed in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no birr, there's no righteousness that could be above when a person is killed in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's how important this shahadat and these shuhada are. And therefore, there's a narration which mentions that why isn't the shaheed is tested in the grave? The Holy Prophet responded by saying, فَإِن قَالَ كَفَى بِالْبَرْقَةِ فَوْقَ رَأْسِهِ فِتْنَةٌ. He says, it is enough, sword above his head at the time of his shahadat is enough of a test for him. There isn't any requirement for further tests and su'al of munkir and nakir inside the grave. That is the shahadat. And that is what these individuals are waiting for tonight. You know what? Imam Hussein on this night, he recited a khutbah. And you have all heard these masaib that he mentioned. I'm not getting to masaib yet, but just came into my mind that on this night, when Imam lifted his bay'ah, he said to these to be shuhada that I'm lifting my bay'at from you. You're free to go. And not only that you're free to go, but I give you the glad tidings of paradise. That's what you're here for. And therefore you'll attain this paradise, even if you left. And if you are worried that someone will see you getting up and leaving, I'll turn off the lamp. I'll put out the light so that nobody looks at others that someone is getting up and leaving. When Imam turns the light back on, he sees that everyone is sitting at their place. By some riwayat, the swords onto their necks. Saying, Imam, we did not come here to leave. Even if we are cut into 70 pieces, we will still be with you. Zuhair ibn Qayem says, O Imam, if we are given death and reborn 1,000 times, we will not leave you and strand you by yourself. This was the jazba that you saw in the night of Ashur amongst the ashab of Imam. And that's why these words came from the mouth of Imam. That I have the best of the ashab. Even my father or my grandfather did not have such ashab, the ones that I have. This is a big sentence, big words from Imam that is referring to his ashab by saying what? That Rasulullah did not have those ashab. Forget, Imam Ali did not have those ashab, the ones that I have with me. Awfa, the most loyal and the most faithful ashab, I have them. And then Imam related this khutbah. Allahumma inni ahmaduka ala an akramtana bin nubuwa wa faqahtana fid din wa 'allamtana al-Qur'an wa ja'alta lana asma'an wa absaran wa af'ida faj'alna min ash-shakirin. Oh Allah, we are grateful to you that you honored us with nubuwat in our family. You know, when there's a shaheed in your family, you take honor for that. When there's a scholar in your family, you take honor and pride in that. When there's a marja taqleed in your family, you'll take honor and pride in that. When there's someone who sacrificed themselves, you take an honor and pride in that. Look at the pride of Imam Hussain. He says, Allahumma inni akramtana. You honored us with nubuwat in our family. Wa faqahtana fid deen. You gave us the fiqh and the reason to ponder into this religion that you have created. وَعَلَّمْتَنَا الْقُرْآنِ. And you taught us this Quran. How many of us running away from learning Quran? If a few ayat are recited, you know, we'll start questioning that what does this ayat have to do? Ayat after ayat, riwayat after riwayat. Where are the fadail of Amirul Mu'mineen? These fadail are hidden in these ayat of Amirul Mu'mineen, in these ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, you taught us this Quran, allamtana al-Quran. You taught us this Quran. Imam is taking pride in that Allah taught Quran. And then Imam says something, وَجَعَلْتَ لَنَا. You created for asma'an, these ears. وَأَبْصَارًا, these eyes. وَأَفْئِدًا, you gave us this heart. And then Imam made this dua. فَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الشَّاكِرِينَ. Make us amongst those who are what? Grateful to you, thankful to you. My question to all of you, when are you grateful? When are you thankful? When you receive a ni'mat, a gift. You receive a gift from someone, you're thankful. You receive a ni'mat from Allah, He bestows you awlad, you're thankful. He gives you mal, you're thankful. He gives you worldly things, you're thankful. So thankfulness comes in front of the ni'mat that you receive. Right? What is the ni'mat that Imam is referring to? What is the ni'mat that Imam is talking about? Imam is talking about the shahadat that will take place tomorrow. Imam is looking at the shahadat as the ni'mat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And allow me to draw a comparison over here. You remember the story of Hazrat Ibrahim and Hazrat Ismail. That Hazrat Ibrahim sees a dream. أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. Now I see a dream that I'm sacrificing you. What is your opinion? First of all, Nabi Ibrahim is Nabi Masoom. Why does he need to ask? But still he's showing us the usloob that you go ahead and take opinion. So he asked Hazrat Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, "Fandur madha tara? Ya bati if'al ma tu'mar. Satajiduni inshallah nasabirin." Do as you've been commanded. You'll find me amongst those who have sabr. I'll be patient. I'll show you patience. Remember the discussion we had in Khutbah Muttaqeen regarding the patience and those who are sabr. One of the features of Muttaqeen is what? Sabr. So it's an elite feature of Muttaqeen to have sabr. But Hazrat Ismail, when he says, make us amongst those, I am amongst those who are sabirin, I'll show patience. My question to you is, when do you display patience? When do you say to someone, may Allah give you patience? After a difficulty or a musibat. When someone loses a loved one, and you're standing at the janaza, do you come to them and say, oh, gratefulness to you? Or you say, no, sabr to you. May Allah give you sabr jameel. May Allah give you patience on this tragedy that has afflicted you. So you tell someone to have sabr in front of a musibat. Hazrat Ismail, for that sacrifice which will not take place, it will only happen to the extent where Hazrat Ibrahim ﷺ will take a knife and place it on his throat. And that would be it as far as the imtihan of Hazrat Ibrahim and Hazrat Ismail ﷺ will be. No sacrifice will take place over there. Yet Hazrat Ismail was looking at it from the perspective of what? Musibat. That is a musibat, to be killed and sacrificed. But look at in Karbala, Imam Hussein knows that everyone will be sacrificed. We will be killed tomorrow. We will have shahada tomorrow. For sure this will take place. And there's no doubt about it. Yet we are still looking at it from the aspect of what? Ni'mat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore we are thankful to Allah that you have given us this ability. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So we see that as far as Amirul Mu'mineen is concerned, and the shahadat of Imam is concerned, one of the poets by the name Safiuddin Hilli, he has a very beautiful ash'ar for Amirul Mu'mineen. He summarizes Amirul Mu'mineen. If someone has summarized, he's done it in these 4 lines. No, Zat of Amirul Mu'mineen cannot be summarized or comprehended or fathomed by any one of us. But look at how beautifully he mentions about Amirul Mu'mineen. He says, Jumi'at fi sifatikal al-dhad, that all of those opposite sifat are collectively inside of you, O Ali. Jumi'at fi sifatikal al-dhad, falihadha azzat lakal andad. That's why izzat and honor is always associated with you. All the different types of sifat and the virtues and attributes can be found in you, O Ali, and that is the reason that izzat is always associated with you. And then he says, Zahidun, Hakimun, Halimun, Shuja, Nasikun, Fatikun, Faqirun, Jawad. That, O Ali, all the sifat are in you. And that's why izzat is always with you. You are Zahid, you are Hakim, you are forbearing, Halim, and bravery is with you. Nasik, Fatik, Faqir, and Jawad. You have generosity, but at the same time you show yourself that you're faqir towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are a worshipper as if no one has seen any worship. When a person came to 4th Imam and he praised him for his ibadat, Imam said, where is my ibadat and where is the ibadat of my Jad Ali? Where is my ibadat that you say that you are Sayyidus Sajideen? You're Zainul Abideen. Someone who's the zenat of all of the ibadat guzar is saying, where is my ibadat and the ibadat of Ali? Someone who's Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Someone who's the master of those who prostrate in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why did he get that laqab? Because even the smallest of the things would reach Imam, he would do sajda shukr. So it's called Sayyidus Sajideen. So when he is Sayyidus Sajideen, then he goes ahead and praises someone else. Just imagine the status of that individual. That what kind of ibadat Ali would have. And therefore, fadilat of Ali is ila ma sha Allah. You have hadith manzila of Amirul Mu'mineen. The Rasulullah said to him, Anta bi manzilati. O Ali, that as far as you are concerned, Anta minni bi manzilati Harun min Musa illa la nabiyya ba'di. As far as your manzilat is concerned, you are to me like Harun was to Musa. So nobody should come forward and compare you with this. Ali is the mistaq of the ayat of Ulul Amr. That in that ayat, Ali is considered to be someone who has wilayat. The similar wilayat that was possessed by Rasulullah and the wilayat that is possessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam. Salawat bi Muhammad wa and that is why Imam Shafi'i, one of the four Imams that you find of Ahl Sunnah, when he speaks of Ali ibn Abi Talib, someone asked him, what do you say about the riwayat which says Ali qasimun nar wal jannah? That Ali is the one who will decide between the paradise and Jahannam, that who gets to go to heaven and who gets to go to hell? What do you say about this riwayat? Isn't it far-fetched? Allah is the one who's going to decide who's going to go to paradise and who's going to go end up being in the hell and burn in hell. Look how Imam Shafi'i defended this riwayat. He said this riwayat is correct. Because have you not heard from Rasulullah that hubbu Ali iman wa bughduhu kufr? That the love of Ali is what? Is iman, is faith. And when you hate Ali, bughduhu what? Kufr and disbelief. What do you think this Jannat is made for? Jannat is made for those who are sahibane iman. And this hell is made for those who are kafir and disbelievers. Therefore, Ali becomes qasimun nar wal jannah. If you love Ali, then yes, paradise is for you because you're sahib iman. And if you hate Ali, and if you have zarra barabar, grudge for Ali, then there's kufr for you, and you belong in that hellfire. Salawat bi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And therefore you see that how history has spoken as far as Ali is concerned. You know, there's inshallah more that I will discuss in the nights to come. This is the night of Ashura, inshallah you'll have to go to other places as well. That how history has spoken. That Amirul Mu'mineen, his grave, was not known for many years. It was hidden. History did not know about it. Yeah, Masumin knew where it was, but they kept it hidden. There was another grave that was kept hidden, that was the grave of Sayyidah Zahra, which still is unknown to us. We don't know where it is, between the Marqad of Rasulullah or Jannatul-Baqi, somewhere there. Some say it is the grave which is next to the four Masumin, but a lot of people say, no, that's Fatima bint Asad. So the grave of Janab Sayyidah could be near the Zari of Rasulullah, but we don't know where it is exactly. And so the grave of Amirul Mu'mineen, which is in Najaf, was also hidden for many years. Nobody knew where it was. Until the time of Harun al-Rashid. The time of 7th Imam is when this grave was found. Exactly. That Harun was out hunting, and he had these hunting dogs with him. He hunted something, sent the dogs. They would go to an extent, but they will not climb that hill, and they'll come back. He said, what's wrong? He would send the dogs again. A few times he did that. They did not go. They came back. He said, what up? What's up with these dogs that they're not going all the way? Go ahead and figure out, see what's going on. And when he goes over there, he turns into a man who then guides them that there's a grave of awliya Allah. Whose grave is it? That the dogs are not entering and are respecting that grave, because they have ilm where to show honor and respect. He says it's the grave of Ali. That's when the grave of Amirul Mu'mineen was discovered, and obviously you see the tadhib in Najaf as we see today. You know, one of the sultans of the Ottomans, the Uthmani Dawr, is Sultan Sulaiman. He on his way one day was passing through Najaf. He said, I'm in Najaf, we're close to Najaf. Isn't it good that we go ahead and visit and pay a visit to the grave of Amirul Mu'mineen, the Qadi of the time who had grudge against Ahlul Bayt? And you sometimes when you hear this, how could someone have grudge? You find this today as well. You see, so many people still show, they may not say it through their tongues, but they're getting married on Ashura, for example. They're holding their celebrations on Ashura, for example. And it's not just in that one country. Unfortunately, over here, you see also, before the month of Muharram began, you saw from the main Ahl Sunnah Jamaat and their institutions that they're celebrating Eid on the 7th and 8th of September. Eid was a month ago. Why are you celebrating it right now? So it doesn't have to be sometime through their tongue and their words that they hold grudge. It is through their actions as well that you see that's happening. And therefore, this Qadi also had grudge. He said, no, you're Amirul Mu'mineen of the time. It doesn't suit you to go ahead and pay a visit to a deceased Amirul Mu'mineen. The Wahhabi mentality, the person died and they're gone and there's nothing left of them. And therefore, what's the visitation? That's why you see so many riwayat as far as the visitation is concerned. Zuru mautakum. Visit your deceased. Why? There are so many benefits that you can gain out of it. It can bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think about your own death. It brings you in line as far as your actions are concerned. But when you go to Jannatul Baqi, they're saying, no, go away, go away. Don't come close to the graves. There's nothing here. Why do you think someone is buried? How do you know someone is buried over here? And so they're stopping you. There must be something, the reason they're stopping you. So that Qazi stopped Sultan Suleiman from visiting. He said, let's do istikhara. They opened the Quran to do istikhara. And the ayat that came out was, فَخْلَعْنَ عَلَيْكَ إِنَّكَ بِوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوَى. Remove your shoes. You are in a sacred valley of Tuwa. He said, you are telling me not to visit? Allah is saying, remove your shoes. Go barefoot when you're going for the ziyarat of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So that's Ali for us. He had all of those fadail, yet he never said, Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba. Only when shahadat struck him, Ali is taking pride in the shahadat. And therefore we see that tonight we're also gathered here to commemorate a shahadat of another Ali. There are few Ali. Someone said to our fourth Imam after the Waqi Karbala that, oh, fourth Imam, why did your father, Sayyid al-Shuhada, Imam Hussain, named all their children to be Ali? He said, if my son had 100 children, he would have named them all to be Ali. It was the need of the time. Because the name of Ali was being misused and manipulated from the pulpit in Sham. To the extent that when Amir al-Mu'mineen was struck by sword and he passed away, people in Sham questioned, what was Ali doing in masjid? To that extent, they were brainwashed. So fourth Imam said, that is the reason my father named all of his sons to be Ali. Aliyun al-Akbar, Aliyun al-Awsat, Aliyun al-Asghar. All of them are Ali. And therefore we find that we are in the night, which is normally we hear the Masaib of the son of Imam Hussain. Who is this son? There are different riwayat, and I don't want to mention the riwayat which could be different than what we have been hearing all these years. Some mention that he was older than our fourth Imam. Some mention, no, he was younger than the fourth Imam. It doesn't, negate the musibat of Aliyun al-Akbar. Some say he was called Akbar because of the fact there were two Alis that were martyred in Karbala. One was young and one was old, so therefore differentiating between the two, one was Asghar and one was Akbar. Some say, no, he was Akbar, even older than our fourth Imam, but that's another discussion. His sin was 18 according to some riwayat. Just imagine the sin of 18. What are your aspirations when you're 18-year-old? What are you planning in your life when you're 18 years old? And then you look at Ali Akbar. That what is he planning on doing? You know, Imam, when he was passing through Thalabiyah, he saw a dream. He woke up from his dream and he saw a dream that, you know, to the extent that enemies are attacking and everybody will attain shahadat. He woke up from this dream. And Hazrat Ali Akbar was next to Imam. He said, what happened to my father? He said, I saw a dream so-and-so. Ali Akbar said, are we not on haqq? Imam said, absolutely. He said, if we are on haqq, then it doesn't matter if death comes upon us or we come upon death. It doesn't matter. Let it be whatever it is because we are on the right path. That's how it is we see. And similarly, we find the same sentence was uttered from the other younger members of the family. Ali Asghar went to the extent who could not even utter the words. He was only a few days old when he left Medina. By the time he's in Karbala, he's 6 months old. So he can't utter any words. You know, when a child is crying, mother knows there's a need, that he's either thirsty or he's hungry. So you go ahead and bring some water, and when you give water to the child who is crying, and then he stops crying and he smiles. You know, ulama say, when a child smiles after his need has been fulfilled, he's actually saying thank you to the mother. This smile is his way of thanking the mother that you quench my thirst. But the mother of Ali Asghar, that she does not have few drops of water to go ahead and quench the thirst of his. And this is where we see how the inqilab came in the battlefield of Karbala. Then when Ruba was worried, who will she be able to sacrifice? Imam said, don't underestimate the shahadat of your son. And when Imam asked for Ali Asghar, she said, hold on, Mawla. He said, are you afraid that your son will be killed? She said, no. She takes him inside and puts on a new kurta on him. New dress, as if he's wearing the kafan as well. It's heart-wrenching, the riwayat that Imam takes Ali Asghar. He says, oh people, you are here to take my blood, but this child, 6 months old, there's nothing harm that he has done to you. Give him few drops of water. And that's why you hear these words of Imam Hussein, Shiyati ma in sharabtum ma azbin fathkuruni. Oh my Shia, whenever you drink cold water, Guwara water which is good, then remember me. Aw sametum be gharibin aw shahidin fandibuni. And if you ever hear about a gharib or a shaheed, then do nudba, raise your voices. Don't just cry. No, do nudba, raise your voices and cry in that way when you hear about a shaheed or a gharib. And tonight we are here to remember that gharibul watan and shaheed. Ajrukum Allah. May Allah give you no sorrow, no grief except the sorrow of Ahlul Bayt. Ali Akbar possessed that. On the day of Ashur, some riwayat mention that he was the first one to say, oh Mawla, give me the permission. And Imam, without any hesitation, gives this permission to Ali Akbar. But before Imam says go, he says go pay a visit to the ladies and the women who helped raising you. Who were the reasons that you are now what you are? Ali Akbar finally has the permission. So he comes quickly to the tents to bid farewell to the women. Ali Akbar comes inside, आते हैं Ali Akbar, और आके एक दफ़ा खुदा हाफिज करना चाहते हैं. तमाम बीबियां निगाह भर के अली अकबर को देखती हैं. हर एक ने अपनी आस पूरी करने के लिए अली अकबर को ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक देखा. अली अकबर बार बार खैमे से निकलना चाहते हैं. रावी कहता है मैं देखता था कि अली अकबर जाना चाहते थे खैमे से बाहर, लेकिन कोई बीबी उनको वापस बुला लेती थी. फिर बाहर आना चाहते थे, फिर वापस बुला लेती थी. 3-4 मरतबा ऐसा हुआ, अली अकबर ने कहा मेरा बाबा मुंतज़िर है, मैं किस तरीके से यहाँ रुका रहूं. بس کہا آخری دفعہ جب علی اکبر نے باہر نکلنا چاہا، کسی نے دامن پکڑ کے بلایا. میں کہوں گا کہ جب پہلے کوئی بلاتا تھا تو کندھے سے بلاتا تھا، اب دامن پکڑا ہے، یقیناً کسی بچے نے بلایا ہوگا. کہا یہ سکینہ تھی جس نے بھیا علی اکبر کا دامن پکڑا ہوگا کہ علی اکبر بھیا سب چلے گئے، اب تم بھی جانا چاہتے ہو. اجرکم اللہ. اللہ آپ کو کسی غم میں نہ رلائے سوائے غم آل محمد کے. بس علی اکبر نے اس طریقے سے وداع لی اہل حرم سے. آتے ہیں باہر، امام نے علی اکبر کو دل بھر کے دیکھا، آمادہ کیا، امامہ پہنایا، تلوار ہاتھ میں دی، سوار کرایا. علی اکبر سے مل چکے، گریہ کر لیا، غش میں بھی آئے، پھر دوبارہ بیدار ہوئے، علی اکبر کو جانے کی اجازت دی. بس جیسے ہی علی اکبر چلنا چاہتے تھے، امام نے کہا بیٹا جیسے تم آگے بڑھو مڑ مڑ کے دیکھتے رہنا، مڑ مڑ کے دیکھتے رہنا. علی اکبر نے بیٹھے ہیں اس گھوڑے پہ، چلنا شروع ہوئے. شاید ذہن سے نکل گیا ہوگا کہ بابا نے کہا تھا مڑ کے دیکھتے رہنا. کیا دیکھا ایک دفعہ بوڑھا باپ چلا آ رہا ہے. علی اکبر اترے. بابا آپ سے تو وداع لے لی تھی، اب آپ کیوں آ رہے ہیں؟ کہا جملہ امام حسین نے. صاحبان اولاد دل تھام لے. امام نے کہا ہے بیٹا اگر تم صاحب اولاد ہوتے تو کبھی یہ سوال نہ کرتے. ارے اکبر جاؤ، کچھ ہی دیر میں تم ساقی کوثر کے پاس ہوگے. علی اکبر آتے ہیں میدان میں، اپنی جنگ کے جوہر دکھائے. ارے عباس نے ٹرین کیا تھا، علی اکبر نے وہ جوہر دکھائے. کچھ روایات میں 200 کو قتل کیا. اتنی گرمی تھی، ارے وہ ذرا کا وزن تھا، وہ دھوپ تھی، 3 دن سے پیاسے تھے. ایک دفعہ پلٹ کے امام کے پاس آئے. بابا بس ایک سوال ہے، تھوڑا سا پانی مل جائے گا. ارے بیٹا علی اکبر تم تو واقف ہو کچھ پانی نہیں ہے، کچھ دیر اور جنگ کرو. ارے باپ سے رہا نہ گیا. کہا اگر اتنی ہی پیاس ہے تو اپنی زبان میرے زبان پہ رکھ دو. علی اکبر نے زبان رکھی، فوراً کھینچ لی. بابا آپ کی زبان تو مجھ سے بھی زیادہ خشک ہے. امام نے انگوٹھی دی، اس کو منہ میں رکھ لو، کچھ افاقہ ہوگا. علی اکبر دوبارہ پلٹ کے آئے، ایک دفعہ دوبارہ جنگ کے جوہر دکھائے. کئیوں کو واصل جہنم کیا. جب دشمن نے ہر طرف سے گھیرا، جس کے ہاتھ میں جو چیز تھی برسائی. علی اکبر ایک دفعہ زمین پہ آئے، دشمن سوار ہوا، ایک خنجر لیا، علی اکبر کے کلیجے میں پیوست کیا. ادھر علی اکبر کے خنجر پیوست ہونا تھا. امام کو آواز دی، یا بتا اے بابا آپ کے اوپر سلام. امام دوڑے، علی اکبر کے کنارے پہنچے. ایک دفعہ امام نے جوان کڑیل جوان کے لاشے کو اٹھایا، اپنے زانو پہ رکھا. اس خنجر کو دیکھا، خنجر گھستا ہے تو چبھتا ہے، لیکن نکالو تو اور مزید تکلیف ہوتی ہے. کیا خوب امام نے کہا ہوگا یا سوچا ہوگا. نجف کی طرف رخ کیا، جب اس خنجر کو کھینچا. بابا خیبر کا در اکھاڑنا آسان تھا، ارے خنجر نکالنا مشکل. ماتم حسین.